right, good morning everybody.
Morning.
Welcome to Yoga on the River. I'm Terry from Authentic Living Yoga, as most of you know. I hope you've liked my page. Classes are what we're going to do today. If you were here Thursday, you're going to get a repeat of the same class, which is great because we're working on range of motion. So you're going to get to actually really kind of tune in to where those differences are in your body. If you were not here on Thursday, we're going to do a combination class today where we're going to work on range of motion with the strap, trying to figure out where the imbalances are in your body, and then start to address those imbalances. And then we're going to end the class today with a short Yoga Nidra practice. If you have not done Yoga Nidra, it's a little bit like a guided meditation. It gets into the central nervous system and calms your body down, gets you into that brainwave state that you feel right before you fall asleep or when you first wake up. And the point is to get you to feel like you are an observer in your body. So I'll walk you through that with cues, and you'll visualize, you'll do things with your hot and cold in your body. And I encourage you to stay still for that portion of the class. If for any reason during Nidra you feel uncomfortable and it's not working for you, just sit up and stay quietly on your mat so that we don't disturb everybody else until it's over. And if for some reason that's something you just do not want to do at all, please, if you're going to leave before that, don't leave in the middle of that because it really will distract people. So welcome, and we're going to start standing today. Make sure you've got your strap. Make sure your watches are turned off. I've got you looking at the beautiful river today, which is going to come into focus even more later when we do the Nidra practice. So we're going to start standing. Let's start in our mountain pose, our Tadasana. Lift those toes up nice and wide. Set them back down on the mat nice and apart. Get that balance between all four corners of your feet. Tuck the tailbone towards the mat. Tighten the belly towards the spine. And get tall in the spine and the crown. Rolling the shoulders open. Palms come to rest, facing forward. Now here's where I invite you to close your eyes. Begin to center yourself, bring yourself into the present moment. With your eyes closed, maybe you can feel the breeze on your skin. Maybe you can smell the scent of the river. As you breathe deeply in and fully out. Becoming aware of the sounds that you hear in a distance. Just noticing them and bringing your focus a little closer and a little closer to the sounds right around you. Maybe you hear the birds, the traffic. Now notice your breath. Just notice it as it comes in and out of the body. And then begin to deepen and grow that breath. Bigger inhales through the nose. Long, fluid exhales through either the nose or the mouth, whichever feels the most natural to you today. Bringing that breath a little bit bigger. Noticing the pause at the top on the inhale. Exhale fully, excuse me. We're not going to spend a lot of time centering today because we are going to do a Yoga Nidra at the end of class. So just remember to bring that big breath with you throughout class today and bring that observer mind with you. As we go through range of motion poses, I really want you to be the observer of your practice. As if you are watching yourself from afar. Big breath in. Let's raise our arms overhead, reaching our fingers to this beautiful sky, stretching up out of the waist. Maybe take our gaze slightly up as we open our eyes and look at the beautiful blue sky and the trees. Exhale, palms down, and lower the arms all the way to the earth. Let's root down, rise up again for a big inhale. Maybe take a little slight back bend this time with our gaze up. And exhale the arms out to the side. Fully exhale. One more time. Root down to rise up. Bring the palms together this time, touching. Maybe pinky finger or index fingers up here. Big Big inhale, exhale, let's lean the body to the right. Grounding down through the outside of the left foot here. Opening up the left side of the body. Imagine space between the rib cage. Your gaze can be straight ahead, or if it doesn't bother your neck, you can take your gaze up. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, let's lean to the left this time. Try not to let the right shoulder roll forward. If you open the heart, roll that right shoulder back. Again, your neck can be whatever position is comfortable. We're rooting down through the right foot and the left. And come all the way back up and slowly lower the arms with mindfulness all the way. Your fingers are facing the earth again. Great job, everybody. Let's go ahead and I'm going to get into the neck a little bit. Let's take a big breath first. Exhale fully. Find our Tadasana, tuck, tighten, and tall. Roll the shoulders up and down, away from the ears, just softening away from the ears. We're going to inhale and get nice and tall, and we're going to pretend that we have that pencil on our head. Most of you have done this with me before. The sharp of the pencil is facing up to the beautiful sky, and then with extension in the neck, we're going to begin to make little circles with the neck, as if we're drawing a circle in the sky. Go nice and slow and noticing what we're feeling. You can begin to make your circles a little bigger. Just notice if anything comes up though, any popping, any clicking, any grinding. With all these joints in our neck, we don't want those bones grinding, that bone on bone. So back away from that if you feel that. Make your circles smaller till that goes away. Thinking extension. Find your head back to neutral. Big breath in. And let's make the circles the other direction. Starting small. Belly button still pulled in towards the spine. I always say that I think of your neck as a corkscrew coming out of a beautiful bottle of wine. That's the movement we want, where we are moving, extending up as we make the circles. Extension's about 90% of the movement here. Take your breath with you. You're breathing big in and out. And come back to neutral. Great job, everybody. Let's root down to rise up. Exhale fully. So we're going to do our first range of motion pose today. This one's a little harder to detect. It's going to be in the neck. So I do want you to tune in and maybe even close your eyes during this practice so you can notice what you're feeling. Range of motion is just how far our body moves, how much range of motion we have. And we usually have differences from side to side, which we can, through yoga, actually bring those back into balance. So we're going to do a little neck test here. So inhale, press your fingers down. Softness in the knees, belly buttons in. Take a big breath in. And then exhale, just keeping your shoulders soft away from your ears. Drop your right ear in the direction of your right shoulder. Moving that direction, but you're still thinking extension along the neck, left side of the neck here. And this is where it might be helpful to close your eyes and kind of just tune into what you're feeling here. Where are you feeling the stretch? Where are you feeling the sensation? What is the intensity of the sensation on this side? Range of motion is really more about how far you move, but sensation plays a part in it. It is secondary to the actual amount of movement here. So now open your eyes, but keep your head where it is, and then just kind of, look either with your hand or your eyes, and just kind of notice how far your head is away from your shoulder. How far I've moved and how it feels on this side, and make a mental note of that so we can compare it to the other side. So inhale back up, take that cleansing breath. Exhale fully, and we're going to allow the left ear to move into the direction of the left shoulder now. Keeping equal weight within both feet. Heart's nice and open. Maybe we're closing those eyes again and tuning in to where we're feeling it on this side. Comparing it, how this side feels compared to the other side. As we breathe deeply, feeling the stretch and the sensations. Flutter the eyes open and trying to get that measurement again. The combination of how far I've moved, how far away. Now, if you've moved less on this side, your ear is further away from your shoulder, I want you to stay here. If you moved less on the other side, I want you to carefully transition back to the other side. Whichever side was tighter, whichever side you moved less. Now, most of us are going to have a side. It's just learning to detect that. If you actually saw no change whatsoever, then you can bring your chin to your chest. But we're all going to meet there, so don't go there and think you're going to miss something out if you don't. We're all going to meet back there. So if you're on your tighter side, we want to spend like 50% more time on the tighter side so that we bring balance back to the body. Take 2 more breaths on whichever side you're on. If you're on your tighter side, let's lift our head back up. Inhale. Exhale, drop just the chin towards the chest, keeping a nice straight back here. Breathe. We're not going to bring our body back to balance immediately, but over time, if you give the side of your body that has less range of motion more time, it'll bring that body back into balance. It'll be less wear and tear on your body, which over time, is going to make a big difference in how our body reacts as we get older. Help keep us from being injured. A nice aligned, balanced body. Let's breathe in, lift the chin up, arms towards the sky, eyes toward the sky. Maybe take that slight back bend. Bring the torso back up. Exhale the arms all the way down. Great job, everybody. Was anybody not able to detect a tighter side, or it's really subtle in the neck? Yeah, it's hard to tell in the neck unless you've actually got a sore side. But when we get to some of the other poses with the shoulders and hips, you will actually be able to tell a lot better. Both of us will. All right, so we're going to do a balance pose here. We're also going to be working on opening up those hips a little bit. So I want you to find your Tadasana, your tuck, tight, and tall. Take that big breath in. Find something to focus on, a twig or something that, a few feet in front of you on the ground that's not moving. If you have a thick mat, you may want to step off your mat for balance if that bothers you. Pour your weight into your left leg. And then inhale, exhale. Let's bring the right knee up parallel with the right hip here. Finding our balance, finding our focus, pulling that belly button in. And then let's see if we can open the right knee to the side with keeping the torso facing forward. And balance. We're working on a lot of different things here. Keep breathing. It's okay to come in and out. Maybe we can bring the knee back. Maybe we can bring it behind us a little bit. And then bring it back to the mat. It's okay if you're shaking, that's fine. Let's shake out the legs, shake out the hands. Great job, everybody. Let's go to the other side with that explorer's mind. Tight, tuck, tight, and tall. Big breath in. Find our focus. Pour your weight in the right leg. Left leg comes up, knee parallel with the hip. Get your balance. And then explore opening up the left hip. Mine doesn't open as far on this side. Maybe you'll notice a difference from side to side, not just in balance. Maybe we bring the knee behind us. And if your body's shaking, that means your joints are stabilizing. They're getting stronger. It's your body's way of trying to stabilize and strengthen those joints. Yeah, you want to bring your hands to heart center maybe. And we can lower the foot. Shake it all out, everybody. Good job, everybody. You'll notice the more you do these balance poses, the better you get at them. Some of the key to balance, one is finding something to focus on. The other is that tight core. The more you tighten your torso, your core here, the more balance you get. So take a breath, everybody. All right, let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, bring our feet a little wider than our mat here. Knees tracking over our ankles. Breathe in. Exhale, lower into goddess. Those goalpost arms. Nice tight, strong spine. Nice straight spine. Inhale, exhale, come all the way to 5-point star here. Inhale, exhale to goddess. Try not to let those knees fall in. And let's do that one more round. Let's do that 2 more rounds actually. But just follow your breath. Open that chest, nice big heart. This time, maybe your foot can go a little wider. Let's see if we can come down a little bit lower this time. Challenge yourself, but not pushing it. Hold it, breathe. Holding the pose, but we're not holding the breath. Tail those elbows back maybe a little further. Open that chest wide up. If you're shaking, it's okay, breathe. And come all the way back to the 5-point star. Inhale, exhale, lower the arms. Great job, everybody. Let's get into the shoulders as far as loosening them up before we actually do some measurements. So find your Tadasana, find your breath. Inhale the arms up. Exhale them out to T with palms facing down. Turn your palms up. Exhale, bring the palms up. Exhale, palms down. Lift the hands and come back up. This time, interlace the fingers as we breathe in, pressing the fist up to the sky, pulling up out of the waist. Exhale, let's lower the arms in front of us here as we feel the opening in the back of the shoulder blades maybe. Pressing the fists away as we pull the belly button in. And now tuck your chin and breathe. Nice big shoulder opener here. Bring the head back up, leave the arms, and now flip the arms so that your palms are facing forward here. You might feel a little popping and cracking there. Breathe and then tuck the chin again. Pull the belly button in. Inhale, exhale, let's bring the palms up to face the sky. Make sure that tailbone's tucked, we're not arching the low back. Slight little back bend maybe. And release the arms and release the breath. Great job. Okay, let's do a couple of shoulder rolls and then we're going to actually use our, just loosening up those shoulders before we actually get into a measurement pose or range of motion pose. Just feel them loosening up here. Maybe one at a time. Rolling them back, maybe changing directions. Just really get them nice and loose. Make sure you're bringing your breath with you. And now let's grab our strap. Okay, let's grab our strap. And we're going to test for our tightness from one side of the shoulder to the other. So if you got a buckle, if your strap has a buckle, put the buckle in one hand. If you don't have it, just to hold the end of your strap there and just hold on to that end. Find our Tadasana, our tuck tight and tall, softness in the knees. Inhale, the right arm comes up to the sky. Exhale, we're going to bend the elbow, bringing the tips of the fingers right behind our shoulder blade here. The rest behind our, right below our neck. Make sure that elbow's facing forward, not out to the side. Breathe in, make sure that belly button's pulled in. And then let's reach the right arm in front of us, thumb down, or left arm, excuse me. Reach it all the way around and grab the strap low, like right above the buttocks here. Take a breath, make sure the belly button's in. On the exhale, begin to explore walking your fingertips up the strap just until you find that first place of resistance. That's the place our body says, kind of naturally says, I want to slow down and stop. And then you just give it a tiny nudge, a tiny tap, not much. But we're not arching the low back, don't do this, your butt shouldn't be sticking out. Tuck that tail, pull that belly button in. And open up the shoulders and heart here. And now breathe. Take a few breaths here as the shoulders begin to open. Nice strong back, nice tucked tail. If you notice the resistance begin to fade, you can take the fingers up a little more, follow to the next place of resistance. Stopping when your body tells you to stop. If you're arched over like this, you've gone too far. Slide those fingers back down a little bit. You've got a nice straight back. Let's take two more big breaths here. Now, carefully, you can, if your eyes are closed, you can open your eyes, but I want you to hold on to the bottom part of the strap. Do not let go of the bottom hand. Carefully release the top hand, just don't bang yourself with the buckle. And then bring the buckle out in front of you. And here's where I want you to measure. How far long is that strap here? Take a measurement of that in your mind. I'm not going to get tape measures out, but give an idea of how long it is. I sometimes like to set it on my hand, the end of the buckle, just so I can see where it comes on my arm, if that helps you. Because if you might have a big difference, then you may not need to do that. But get an idea how long it is. And then we're going to take a breath, big breath in and out. Transfer the strap to the left hand, buckle in the left hand, tail hanging down. Get your tight and tall as we breathe in and lift the left arm up. Exhale, bend the elbow, fingertips behind the shoulders here. Right arm comes down, thumb facing down, big breath in. Exhale, reach around the bottom of the strap. Make sure we've got that tight core and tight tail, and then begin to walk your right arm, up the strap. Try not to roll over. Open that heart up. Chest wide open. Just go to that place of resistance plus a nudge. That's your edge in every posture. Your edge is where you grow in postures. If you blow past your edge, you're not doing your body any good, and you actually may damage it. So always listen. We'll take deep breaths here, knowing that if it starts to release, you can inch your fingers up a little bit more to the next place of resistance and bring your breath with you. I'm going to close my eyes so I can kind of focus where I'm feeling the sensation and the intensity of the sensation. Remember, I'm going to release the top hand, bringing the right arm in front of me, look at my strap. Mine is always longer on my left side. My left side is definitely tighter. So look at yours. Compare from side to side. Whichever side had less range of motion, whichever side you had a bigger section of strap, you moved less. I want you to put the strap back in that hand. For me, it's my left. Inhale, and we're going to spend a little more time. Find yourself, exhale, find your position, reach your arm back, and mindfully explore walking your hand up. We're going to spend about 50% more time on your tighter side. Now, if there was anyone who did not have a tighter side, then I just want you to reach both of your arms up and bring both of your elbows back. But otherwise, let's work on the tighter side. Giving it a few more breaths. Like I said, incrementally over time, you'll begin to bring balance back to your body by giving a little more attention to your tighter side. If you don't, you're just constantly bringing imbalance to the body, because you're going to work on the side that's less tight naturally. So that just keeps exacerbating the problem here. Breathe in, last breath, and then release the arms. You can bring the strap out in front of you, shake out your arms, roll your shoulders a bit. Yeah, how many of you found that there was a pretty big noticeable difference from side to side? Yeah, me too, always have. I've got a little bit of scoliosis. My left hip, my left shoulder, always less range of motion. My husband will tell you I have to have a lot of hip and back pain down my hips and my back, and yoga, especially these range of motion poses, has really helped heal my body. So I'm a big believer. That's really the reason I went to teacher training. It was not to teach. It was to help me learn how to do these poses better to heal my own body, and I became such a big believer because after a few months of training, my pain was going away, that I decided that maybe I could help some other people. So hopefully that does. So let's go ahead and let me see. Yeah, let's go ahead and drop that strap here. Let's go ahead and inhale the arms up. Exhale, we're going to bend at the waist, bringing our fingertips, soft knees, our head facing the mat here. Gaze behind us in our forward fold. Allowing the head to hang, your chest moving towards your thighs. Breathe in. Hands to shin, come to a nice flat back, pulling the tailbone and the crown of the head away from each other. Your crown of the head should be facing me. Tailbone pulling behind you, pulling the belly button towards the spine. Exhale, come back to the forward fold. Planting your hands, fingers nice and wide. Walk your feet back to your upside down V, your downward dog. Pressing your heels towards the mat, your gaze behind you. And then go ahead and pedal it out. Breathe. If you take your hands and push them, like you're trying to push the mat away from you, it'll help you push your hips up and back. Yeah, pedal out, and whatever feels natural here. And go ahead and stop the movement. Shift your weight to your left foot. Right heel comes up to the sky here in our three-legged dog. Both hips are still facing forward. Our gaze is still behind us. Maybe we come up on the toes. Inhale, exhale, press the left heel back towards the mat. Do that again, up on the toes. Left heel goes towards the mat, right heel goes towards the sky. And exhale the right leg down. Switch sides. Inhale, left heel up. Come up on the toes. Exhale the heel down. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, we come up. Exhale, we press the heel back. Last time. And exhale, let's drop the left leg, come back to our three-legged dog, pressing our hips up and back. Now walk, step, or jump your feet up to your hands, finding yourself in your forward fold, pulling the belly button in, grabbing the opposite elbows, and just let the head and upper torso hang. Chest moving towards your thighs here. Breathe. Not locking out the knees, keeping a nice softness in the knees. Releasing the hands to the mat. Breathe in. Hands to shins. Nice flat back. Belly button in. Exhale back to our form. Inhale to root down, rise all the way up, bringing the arms to the sky here. Exhale, hands to heart center. Great job, everybody. Take a big breath. And exhale, arms up. Swan dive down to our forward fold. Walk our feet back to our downward dog. And dropping our knees, coming to our tabletop position here. Knees lined up under hips. Elbows, wrists lined up under shoulders. Fingers nice and wide. A little micro grip on the mat to protect those wrists. Belly button pulled in. Now I want you to check in with your wrists here. If you feel anything coming out of those wrists more than a very mild sensation, then you can option to come up on your fist to take those wrists out of the equation, or you can even come onto the forearms. Yogi's choice here, whichever is working better for your body today. We're going to breathe in. Exhale, we're going to drop the chin, round the upper back, and press the hips forward into our cat stretch. Inhale, we're going to lower the belly, bring the chin up, hips up, moving towards the sky, heart coming forward, finding our cow. Inhale, back to cat. And we're going to keep moving, following your breath, articulating the spine in between cat and cow. Usually I actually like to come to a flat back. We're really going to just get the spine moving a little bit today. Just allowing your breath to lead you. Let's do one more round and then we'll meet back in that neutral back. Bringing our knees as wide as our mat, our big toes together. Reaching our arms in front of us as we press our hips back towards our heels. Our head falls between our arms into the direction of the mat. Maybe it finds the mat, maybe it doesn't. Maybe your hips find your heels, maybe they don't. Any position in this pose that works for you. And then maybe we invite you to close your eyes. Tune back into your breath. Find a little peace in the pose, a little softness to the body. When you're ready, walk your hands back to underneath your shoulders. Press your hips back up. Find your tabletop position again. Knees under hips, elbows under wrists here. Breathe in and out. So we're going to take the right leg behind us with the toes on the mat. Extend the right leg long, toes on the mat. Breathe in, pull the belly button. Exhale, press the heel down towards your mat here. The gaze is between your front hands. Pressing the heel back here. Pulling the belly button up. The option to stay here if you feel like you want to get a little bit of more stretch in the pose on the outside of the leg. We cross the right leg behind us, pass the left leg up on the toes, and we're pressing the heel down and we take our gaze over our left shoulder. So a slight little twist in the variation here. Breathe. We're still trying to press the heel down. I feel that in a different spot. And let's inhale, bring the leg back, bringing the knee back to meet the other. Take a breath, check in with your wrists here. If they've started to feel something, come up onto those fists or forearms. Inhale, left leg comes back up on the toes. Exhale, we press the heel gently down in the direction of the mat. Our gaze is forward, our belly button's pulled in. Find our breath here. Notice the sensations. Option to cross the leg over to the other side and take the gaze over the right shoulder. Still pressing the heel back. And inhale, let's bring the knee back to meet the other one. Come up on the knees, shake out the hands. If you've got something for your knees here, this is a good place to have it. Here, if your knees have been bothering you, they haven't been bothering you. Another option when we do this too is you can just take your mat, fold it over. So if your knees are bothering you, just do that. So we're gonna come up on our knees. We're gonna still find our tuck tight and tall. We're gonna relax those shoulders away from our ears here. Feel that scapula slide down the back there. Breathe. Pull the belly button in. Hands on your thighs here. Take a big breath in, and then slowly, with a straight line between the tailbone and the top of the head, as if there's a rod there. We're not gonna bend that rod. We're gonna slowly lean the torso back. Gaze coming up to the sky. Just to your place of resistance, plus that nudge. Now if you feel really open today, you might want to reach around and grab a heel or two. But remember, deeper is not always better in these poses. I did this Thursday and my body told me to come back up. Today, it's kind of liking it. So I'm going to listen to my body. You're ready to slowly bring the torso all the way back up. Take a breath in. Exhale. Let's actually do that one more time. Pull that belly button in. Beginner's mind. Let's see where we go. Exhale, begin to lean the body back. Maybe reach for the heels, if it's working for your body today. And torso comes all the way back up. Nice and slow. Great. Let's come back to our tabletop position. Make sure those knees are back underneath our shoulders. Breathe in. Exhale. We're going to take the right knee in between the hands here. Extend the left leg long behind you, toes untucked. There we go. Now this front leg can be, I like my heel a little closer to my groin, but some people prefer to do this with their leg a little more parallel. So find whatever position feels better in your body, and then sink the right hip to the mat. I teach it this way, and those of you that take my class know that I teach pigeon a little bit differently. I want your hip glued to the mat for two reasons. It allows your body weight to actually give you a more effective stretch, but it also protects this knee. If you're in pigeon like this, unless you are absolutely aligned perfectly, you are putting a lot of strain on that knee. So this is a win-win. We protect the knee and we get a better stretch. So let's take those hands, inhale, pull that, open that heart, press that spine nice and long. Take a breath. On the exhale, we can slowly explore leaning our torso forward, chest moving toward our thigh, going slowly and finding where we want our arms. Your head can rest on your crossed arms if that works for you. Maybe to the mat, maybe up a little further, that's fine. You want to find a place in the pose where you can relax into it and stay without losing your breath. Takes a little longer in these poses to release those big muscles as we moved from pigeon to sleeping swan or sleeping pigeon. We tune back into the breath here. As we breathe in and out. Full breaths. Even though your body's working, we're still trying to find some ease in the postures. Where can I soften? Where can I find a little ease? Do a little less. Take a big inhale and place your hands back underneath your shoulders. Exhale, bring your torso back up. Tuck those back toes. Let's come up and swing the right leg back into our three-legged dog. Gaze behind us. Maybe bend the knee and open up the hip here. Pressing the left heel down towards the mat. Exhale, let's drop that leg back down into our downward facing dog. Lift the left leg up to the sky in our three-legged dog. Exhale, we're going to bring that knee in between the hands. Untuck the back toes. Slide off that kneecap. Adjust our front leg as necessary. Then let's sink that left hip like glue. Breathe in. Get tall in the spine. Open up the chest. Pull the belly button in. Exhale. Begin to slowly be that observer here. Lean forward the torso until we find our resistance. And this time we will not give it a nudge. I usually say give it a little nudge, but not here, because we're going to sit here a little longer, so the pose may intensify. So we don't want to go all the way to our edge. And then find the place where your head wants to rest. And I invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze. Soften your torso, soften your shoulders. Find some ease. Feel that beautiful air on our bodies. So it feels wonderful. Stay here for a few rounds of breath. We allow the big muscle group to begin to soften and release. Take one more big breath. Bring your hands up underneath your shoulders. Bring your torso back up. Switch your back leg in front of you. Swing it around. Legs long. Grab your strap. We're going to go to our next range of motion pose here today. So grab hold of your strap so you can reach it. We're going to lower our body down to the mat. You may be able to put your hands behind your thighs, pull the belly button in, and begin to slowly lower the upper body all the way to the back, resting your shoulders and back on the mat. Having your strap in one of your hands. I'm going to sit up so I can see you and talk. So follow my instructions. Just listen to where I'm telling you to go. Your legs can be bent or long in front of you, and take a breath and just soften the shoulders and the upper spine. Maybe roll the head slightly from side to side. A nice gentle roll of the head. And now let's bend the right knee and bring the strap around the sole of the right foot. So you've got strap on each side. There we go. And now I want you to inhale and press that heel up towards the sky. Exhale, begin to slowly walk your hands up the strap. If you find that resistance plus a nudge, your toes facing behind you, but your shoulders are down. If you're pulling your upper body up off the mat, then slide your hands back down the strap a little bit. Your upper body should be relaxed. Find the resistance. Your left leg can be long or bent. You can have the knee bent if that extending it long bothers your low back. If you've got it long, you're getting into a little bit of the front of that leg as well. Keep breathing, knowing that you can follow the resistance to the next place if it starts to release. As we work on the hamstrings. Breathing deeply. I invite you, if your eyes are closed, to open them up and look at your hands. How far have your hands moved up the strap? Where are your hands in comparison to your leg? Make a mental note of that so we can compare it to the other side, how far you've moved. Let's inhale and bring the left leg up to meet the right in the strap. Remove the right leg, either straight or with a bent knee. Breathe in and pressing the heel up to the sky. Exhale, begin the slow exploration of walking the hands up the strap, keeping both hips on the ground, both shoulders down. Find your edge on this side. I'm breathing deeply, I'm not holding my breath. Now to begin to slowly open your eyes and look where your hands are. If your hands moved less on this side, they're further away from your foot, then I want you to stay here on this is your tighter side. If your other side was tighter, then bring the opposite leg up into the strap and remove and switch to the other side slowly and mindfully. Allowing the body to spend some time on the tighter side. If you saw absolutely no difference from side to side, then both feet can come up into the strap and you walk your hands to the place of resistance. We're all going to meet there anyway, so there's no rush to get to that third pose. I prefer you spend time on your tighter side, working on bringing balance back to the body. So take a couple breaths here, allowing our body time to work on its imbalances. Now slowly bring your other leg back up into the strap so both legs are in the strap. Breathe in, pressing the heels up towards the sky, and then slowly walk your hands to the place of resistance with both legs in the strap. Softening the shoulders. Now removing the left leg from the strap, keeping the right leg in. Transfer both sides of the strap to your right hand. So you're holding both sides of the straps with the right hand. Left leg is either bent or long in front of you. Take a breath in, press the heel up. Exhale, begin to open the leg out to the right side, but take your left hand and place it on top of your left hip. Just as a reminder to keep that hip down. We don't want to be getting into the back here. We're trying to get into the groin and the inner thigh. So if your hip is lifting up, your body is not working on the leg, it's working on the low back. So breathe and just allow gravity to open it. Taking a few breaths here as the body starts to open and release. Now look over where your leg is. How far away is your leg from the ground on this side? Let's take that mental measurement. Inhale the leg back up to the sky. Bringing the opposite foot into meet the other and switching legs. Finding your place on your right side for that leg, either bent or long. Inhale, we're going to press the hip up to the sky first. And on the exhale, holding the opposite hip down, begin to slowly explore opening this leg out to the side. Seeing where it goes. Respecting our body, knowing that one side may be, it probably is different than the other. We work on that inner thigh and that groin area. Find some softness in the upper body. Try not to use a death grip on your hand on that strap. We don't want your hands to get tired. Now open your eyes and look where your leg is on this side. If your leg is further from the ground on this side, you moved less, then stay here. If the other side moved less, then transfer the leg back up, switch legs, and slowly open back to their tighter side. If both sides were exactly the same, you saw no difference whatsoever, then just lay the strap down and let both legs open out wide to a straddle. But I encourage you to work on your tighter side if you have one. Breathing. Just giving the side just a couple more breaths. When you're ready, bringing both legs back up, putting both feet into the strap, pressing the heels straight up. Exhale, inhale, and exhale. Now we're going to remove the left leg, leaving the right leg in, and we're going to transfer both sides of the strap this time to the left hand. Right leg in, both sides of the strap into the left hand. Breathe in, exhale. Let's allow the leg to cross over the body while keeping the hips down. So this is not a very big movement. We're trying to get into the outside of the leg here, that IT band. So if you're lifting that hip up, I want you to put it back down. Yeah, it's not going to be a big movement, but it may be a big, intense stretch for some of us. We have tight IT bands. This could be quite intense. Make sure your upper body's relaxed. Just notice the sensation on this side. Notice where you've moved. Maybe eyes open so you can look at the leg. When you're ready, let's bring that leg back up. Bring your left leg into the strap and switch legs. Inhale the heel up first. Just transfer both sides of the strap to the left arm, to the right hand, and then cross the leg over on the exhale. Keeping both hips down and both shoulders down. Remembering not to hold the breath. Noticing the difference from side to side in our body. Look at this leg. Where is this leg moved? How far has my leg moved? If this is your tighter side, the side you have less range of motion on, stay here. If not, I want you to mindfully transition back to your tighter side. Both sides were exactly the same. You can just remove the strap and tuck your knees in. And we'll meet you there. But otherwise, we're going to give this side just a couple more breaths. Bringing balance and awareness to the body. Yoga is a science of the mind, actually. This emphasis on the asana practice is a relatively new and Western view of yoga. If you're on your tighter side, you can bring your leg back up, bend the knee and remove the strap. Set it to the side and pull both of the knees into the chest. As we give ourselves a nice hug here and maybe roll on the low back, they're giving ourselves a little low back massage. Set your strap off to the side. We're going to move into the Yoga Nidra portion of the relaxation portion of the class here. Find whatever props you need to get yourself comfortable. If you want a blanket over your body or a towel. You want to bend your knees. If your knees in and your legs, feet out wider, that's constructive rest. That helps release the low back. Or you can have your legs long in front of you. Your arms can be along your side or maybe on your belly. We work on this Yoga Nidra practice to relax the central nervous system. Find a place of deep relaxation. Sure you're comfortable. We will begin in our Shavasana pose, whatever that is for you, lying on your back, making yourself as comfortable as you can, knowing that you can come out of this at any time and sit on your back, on your mat with your breath. Before we begin, you should make a sankalpa, a resolve, an intention. Think of it in terms of I am blank. If nothing comes to mind, you may use I am fully present. Repeat it internally to yourself 3 times. As you settle into your Shavasana, begin to notice the sounds around you. From the river, the park, it's beautiful outdoors. Starting with the sounds that are further away. And then coming closer to the sounds that are near you. Now notice the space between your body and the earth beneath you. Notice how much space resides beneath you and the earth. Now imagine the space is getting smaller as your body relaxes and becomes heavier. We will now begin a rotation of awareness. Follow my voice as I speak and guide you from area to area within your body, not stopping at any one point, but bouncing around and moving with my voice. Right heel, left heel, right calf, left calf, right knee, left knee, right thigh, left thigh, right hip, left hip, both hips together, lower back, middle back, upper back, back of the right hand, back of the left hand, right wrist, left wrist, right elbow, left elbow, right upper arm, left upper arm, right shoulder, left shoulder, both shoulders together, neck, back of the head, top of the head, forehead, eyes, nose, cheeks, jaw, the entire head. All points of contact with the earth. The entire body. The whole body together. The whole body together. Now bring your awareness to your breath. Noticing the breath and following its rhythm without altering it. Now envision the breath as a cloud in the sky above you, floating up through the body from the throat to the navel. With the inhale, the cloud floats from the navel up to the throat. As you exhale, the cloud descends back down from throat to your navel. A flow of prana, of breath, a flow like the river. Stay with the breath as it flows up and down the body. Light, airy, and bright as the sky. Now we will work on opposite sensations. Bring your awareness to the sensation of heat. The feel of the sun on your body. Your right leg is warm. Your left leg is warm. Both arms are warm. Your torso, warm. The whole body is becoming hot. Now let that go. Now imagine the body becomes cold, as if you're walking in a snowstorm without your shoes, barefoot, without your coat. Your legs are cold, your arms cold, torso cold. The entire body is cold. Now let that go. Begin to visualize yourself standing in the space around you, outdoors, in this park, on this river. You feel your bare feet close to the earth. You're standing on this riverbank along the water. You tip your head up toward the sky and feel the warmth of the sun. You smell the scent of the river in the air. Across the river, you see the trees on the other shore. You notice a narrow bridge across the river. You walk towards the river and step onto this bridge. Once on the bridge, you begin to adjust to the way it feels to be in this suspended bridge over the river. You've now reached the other shore and you walk into the shade of some large trees. You notice the difference in temperature under the protection of the umbrella of trees. It is cooler here. You can hear the birds singing in the distance. You continue walking deeper into the path as the trees become more dense. You feel drawn deeper and deeper into the shade of the trees. You sit down on the moss-covered path, and a sense of calm washes over you, and you feel at ease and fully present. You are in the moment fully and require nothing else. A ray of sunshine breaks through the trees. You let your gaze go to the light. You feel the sensation of warmth on your face. You see your sankalpa, the intention you set, inscribed in the clouds above. You see it. You open your eyes to the sky, and the inscription has left the clouds and is now fully present in your heart. Repeat your sankalpa, your intention, quietly 3 times, internally, with meaning, capturing it and holding it in your heart. Gently guide your awareness back to your physical body, and you are once again lying on your back on your mat in this park. Become aware of your breath, the inhales and exhales. Keeping your eyes closed, bring your awareness to your surroundings. The earth, the river, this park. As you deepen your breath, begin to slowly reawaken the body with gentle stretches of your limbs. Feeling the body awaken from our deep relaxation. As you stretch the body, pulling the knees in and rolling to one side. Taking a moment to connect to the earth from this fetal position. Head gently rested in the crook of your arm, the earth fully supporting you. When you're ready, gently press up to a comfortable seat. Inhale the arms towards the sky, reaching the fingertips, reawakening the body, and lowering our hands to heart center. Thank you for sharing your practice for me today. The teacher in me honors and recognizes the student in each of you, and the student in me recognizes and honors the teacher in each of you. Namaste. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Let me turn this tape off.
Need you to come to my house